Today on the BOTG channel, we find some beautiful trails, some gnarly downhills, some fantastic single track, some steep climbs, some really fast downhills. But is this trail paradise found, or is it paradise lost?
Your fitness might be, but your riding's not. I tried to switch the camera off. Bloody idiot. Cliff Trail, Fort Trail and Paradise, and we're going to be doing the big one today, the red one. I'm told it's quite a long one. I'm also told there are some good downhills on this one, but like everything in mountain bike, you've got to earn those. You've certainly got to earn them. Oh, I wasn't expecting this. But you've come the right way. I wasn't actually wanting to go to the pump track. Now the whole place here is one way. So once we start to kick off, or the red trail's this way, once we start to kick off and get some speed, we don't really need to worry. And there is the pump track over there. And what a fantastic day today. It really is a beautiful day. And already, having only just come out of the car park, I'm liking the pine trees. Bloody tree hugger.
Welcome to Sutton Bank and welcome to the Paradise Trail here in the North Yorkshire moors. Now this trail is extremely well signposted, so much so that I'm not even going to be giving out a GPX on this ride. You really don't need it. I did download one, but as soon as I got about 2 miles in, I thought, wow, this is just fantastic. It's so clearly marked, it's almost impossible to get lost.
This is just beautiful. I can almost tell why they've called it Paradise. And as we get further into summer, this rapeseed oil on the left, when it's in full bloom, will be just amazing. Wow, what amazing colour. What amazing colour. Oh, such a perfect day. I hope it goes well today. We've had so much bad luck. But surely it's time for the boots to get some good riding in and have some good luck for once. We shall see. One of the things that I didn't really appreciate and take into account when riding on this traditional bike is just how much more water you actually drink. Compared to the EVE, I may take one bottle. Now on this, I've got 1.5 litres in the back, and we've also got the Flidlock. I'm sure that's not right. Filled lock. Flid means something else in Yorkshire. So we'll see today whether I actually drink all this water.
One of the things that this ride claims is that it's got the most beautiful mountain bike views ever. Well, let's put it to the test and let's have a look.
Many of my regular subscribers and Patreons know that I always wanted to be a farmer in a previous life. This ride so far, it takes you right next to the farm. It's probably 1.5 foot away from arable crops. Over to my right, looks like we've had wheat or barley. I can't quite make it out from here. And on this side, I think this is going to be grass. And here we are at what is called, actually, on this trail, one of the most beautiful views in all mountain biking. I'll let you decide. The GoPro's probably going to ruin it a little bit. That's quite a view. And here's Orangina. We still need to name the bike. She still hasn't got a name. It's traditional. Oh, you sexist misogynist. Give her a girl's name. Just about a quarter of a way around as you get down to the bottom of this valley, there is a coffee and cake stop. Now I would have preferred that if it was at 3/4 of the end of this trail, but we're not going to complain. Any ride that's got coffee and cake is a good ride in my book. They've also told me it gets a bit loose down here as well. Should be a bit of fun. Yeah, whatever we're going to call the bike. We need a good downhill now. I can feel it. It's coming. It's coming.
The first part of this ride really blew me away. I couldn't believe how just enjoyable it was. Sometimes when we go mountain biking, we're always looking for that fast speed. We're looking for the gnarly and the technical and things. But just occasionally, you find a ride that's just such enjoyable. It's just such fun to ride and relaxing at the same time. And this ride hit every one of those markers. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
What's really strange is that recently I did a 22 miler, a monster climb, horrible ride, and yet here we are 2 days later and I can't wait to get back onto the traditional mountain bike. Now tell me, what is that about? Is that about this old, you've got to earn the downhills, or is it because this bike just feels amazing downhill? Haven't quite worked it out yet. Even the smallest of climbs are tough, and yet I just couldn't wait to get back on the bike today. Love it. We're now heading on towards the Cleveland Way Trail, which is quite well known, and that farmhouse that's at the top of that hill is in the perfect position even on a sunny day. It's just there at the top waiting for you. Coffee, cake and cold drinks. Oh, what an incentive to want to pedal quicker up that big hill. We just need a good downhill now. As you can see, we're starting to get out into the remote parts. So we've ridden through Boltby Woods, only a short little section, and now we're back over on top of the moors. And it is really remote, barring the odd little walker here and there. This is perfect. We're out here on our own. You can hear the grouse chirping away. This is what I love about cross-country mountain biking, and why I don't really like trail centres. Believe it or not, I like the loneliness.
There aren't a huge amount of downhills on this ride. It is a very, well, let's just say it's a real mix of everything. But this little section here was just such a great reprieve. Even in the hot sun, it was just fantastic.
Just out of nowhere. I'll tell you what, this bike is brilliant downhill. It really is. You've got to love it. My fitness is definitely getting better on the traditional, without a doubt. Yep, without it.
As you get almost halfway around on this trail, you get to this section here, which is really fast off from the top of the hills, and it winds its way down into some amazing single track that you can really blast down. And then even further down we get into a little bit of technical gnarly stuff, and you can really get some speed up down here. It's just really enjoyable.
Brilliant fun. Woo! Great fun. That mud doesn't half stop you on a traditional bike. Wowza. You've either got to jump it or give it a bit more weight. As a predominantly cross-country rider, let's face it, most of the rides on the channel are cross-country. A lot of them seem to be peaks rides. Now, places like Boltby, just not my thing. I've mentioned it many times about trail centres, but this just feels amazing. We've literally had every kind of terrain so far, and we've only done 8 miles out of 20. So it's so good to get back into the pine forests. Well, bit of mud here. Into the pine forests, and that smell is what I really miss about riding on the moors. I hope it's this way. Yeah. Take you downhill out of nowhere. Nice. Great. I'll tell you what, this bike is just awesome downhill. Fantastic, just fantastic. Paradise indeed. Morning, ladies. I'm not going to lie, there is some climbs. What I'm finding really surprising is I'm actually enjoying it on the traditional bike. What's that all about? Is that endorphins? Because obviously on an e-bike, you just go straight to the top. Boots will make a real mountain bike out of you again. You started off on traditional, you went to Eve, and now you're a real man. So yes, there is one hill that you have to push, and this is Burt Bank. And of course with a GoPro it's going to look pretty flat, but believe you me, it is very steep at the top. As you can see, some of the mountain bikers up there struggling to even push it. So I'm told this is the worst one, so it's not that bad. Take a few breathers on the way up. Yeah. So we're back in Boltby Woods now, and we've had some real climbs, I tell you. The mud hasn't been too bad. There is little bits of it here and there, but it's nothing that's not manageable. Where are we going? Straight up. Yeah, straight on. But what an absolutely beautiful forest. I don't know how old this forest is, but it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, yeah. Oh shit, it was down there, is it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're halfway round, and as you can see, there is a sheep on the path. And as you know, sheep ruin many a good downhill. Ding, 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 ding. Is she gonna move? Come on, love, out that way. No, she's not gonna move. And too right, why should you move? Why should you, blooming bikers? Don't blame you. Ooh, by gum. Good evening. Don't blame them. I won't move either. Sodom. Sodom.
With all that beauty and single track and snickets and gullies and downhills, eventually you're going to reach the back quarter of this ride. And when I say there is a big uphill, well, there is a big uphill. Whether you're on an e-bike or whether you're on a traditional, it is a big slog. In fact, it took me nearly 45 minutes to get to the top, including a few little stops for a few snicky snacks. But yes, there is some more beauty to come before we start to get up to the top of those hills.
you joking? This ride's even got beautiful villages, which is what we love. The village of Boltby. This ride just got everything. Honestly, I cannot wait to get back and do the review on this ride and tell you all what I really think. So many tick boxes on this ride. Holy Trinity Church at Boltby. Beautiful old cottages. Amazing, amazing.
And so it begins. You get to the bottom of this road, which, if you're hot and sweaty, this will make you feel nice and cool as you sweep your way down to the bottom of the valley. And woe betide, save some energy, because you've got a massive climb coming up. If you love the uphills, you are going to absolutely love the burn.
Sorry.
It's alright, buddy. It's alright. It's alright. That's a 45 to 50 minute climb. And I'm at the top. I actually feel really good. The old endorphins there. And that gives you an idea of how far to the valley bottom we've actually climbed. And twice. Twice, basically. Let's get back. Well done. Well done.
There's a couple of videos here on the channel of me riding the Orange Alpine 6. So have I got used to a traditional mountain bike? Well, even though I can feel that my fitness has got massively improved from riding 3 or 4 proper rides here on this bike, I still feel that sometimes on the uphills my legs are just so full of lactic acid, my legs are absolutely burning. So I think a little bit more fitness getting into the gym before we get back on the e-bike. Now, will I be giving up the EEB for this bike? Well, that might be a video for another time, but all I can say is every time I get on this bike the uphills are difficult, but every time I get off the bike the day after, I want to jump back on it. This bike is just so enjoyable on the downhills. It's just so responsive. It's hard to describe. It's like black and white compared to the EEB. I love the EEB. I'll always ride an EEB, so you can all stop unsubscribing, ladies and gentlemen. But I really, really have enjoyed this bike here at this trail. So I think it's time, ladies and gentlemen, I think you're probably going to have a guess on what I think of this ride. But even this little trail at the top of Sutton Bank, back to the car park, was just enjoyable today. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the review. What do I think of it? Because as you know, I'll find it and you can ride it. Boots, tell us what you think.
Well, we are back. We are back, and I can honestly quite easily say that is one of the best cross-country rides I think I've done. Now, it's not a trail centre, so there's not really any massive jumps. Trail, bridleway, single track, gnarly up, gnarly down, beautiful little snickets and gullies. It literally has got everything on this ride. So I'm going to say, is this Paradise Lost or Paradise Found? It's absolutely 100% Paradise Found. However, make no mistake, there are 2 big monster climbs on this. And I've got fitter, and obviously I think I could do a lot better on the traditional bike on the uphill. But on an e-bike, this would be absolutely sublime. This is a ride that you need to come and do, come and experience it on your EEB. If you're fitter and you've got used to a traditional bike, as long as you're used to like a 45 minute-ish climb, I had to push it on a couple of places, it was just too steep. Mud, very minimal at this time of year. So overall I'm going to give this an absolute, you can never have a perfect trail, so we're going to give this a 9 out of 10. An absolute must, BOTG, seal of approval. Car park is 450 all day, you can't really go wrong with that, can you? The bike's been perfect today, I wouldn't change anything on it at all.
We're on an 11 speed, but do you know what? I don't think I'm even going to change it